Is the audio working? Yes, sir. Well, we actually got a police interceptor in today, which was pretty cool. And it actually had the bulletproof glass, the whole nine. So that was a shocker. Had the Hemi in it with I don't know, with all the upgrades, of course, that the police interceptors get because they're beefed up. And ironically, normally on cars like that, they have like a shit ton of idle hours. But the thing about this car was, even though it was a police interceptor, I think it was more along the lines of like a detective's car. And the only reason I say that is normally when they take all the lights off, you got the two studs for, the whole light bar and all that, right? It only had one stud on one side that, that only come through that one spot for the roof. So I'm thinking it just had the one light up there. Also, uh, the idle hours. So the car only had 150,000 miles on it, and the idle hours were super low. So I don't, and on top of that, she never had a cage in the back or nothing. So this car was not necessarily used for patrolling. And on top of that, the color of it and the whole nine. So I want to say it was a detective's car, and it really is actually in good shape. So it has like a little gremlin to it, so the starter's not wanting to engage. We're gonna see about getting it running, see if we can save it. But the guy who brought it to us, and I really hate he did this, but he shot the passenger glass with a 40 caliber handgun 3 times and it never went through. So it's bulletproof. All it did was crack it up and all that, but it's bulletproof. But what amazes me is that it took a 40 caliber round and the glass ain't but that thick. So that's actually kind of cool. So yeah, I'm actually kind of stoked we got that car in. Good evening, Sherry Ann. Yep. So let's see. Uh, Here's what's gonna come up with this. Haha. Origin of Bulletproof Beast on Wheels. Oh, it's a going. It's a going. I got home. I worked on my son's mini bike that we're getting ready for Christmas. Anyhow, I'm putting some training wheels on it, like some good training wheels, because all the ones I saw on here, the training wheels didn't protrude out, but like that far. And me personally, that's not going to be far enough. So I'm overkilling it. Where we're going to be riding it is going to be wide open. There's nothing he can really hook it on, but I got it sticking out like 2 feet past on each side. So there's no possibility of him turning too sharp and it toppling over. That's looking very shot up and very not bulletproof. Anyhow, by the way, random cartridges flying everywhere. Anyhow, yeah, he's doing pretty good though. He deserves this one. I just want to make sure it's going to be safe. That way, if he gets a little too far on a sharp turn, it'll lose traction on that back wheel. Another thing I got coming is a 72 tooth rear sprocket. That's going to stop the. Those are holes. Yeah, that's not bulletproof. That's bullet eating. Anyhow, so and on top of that, they don't say police interceptor on the side. They say police on the side with like the interceptor badge. Anyhow, yeah. But I just want to make sure it's safe. I'm reducing the throttle down. Like the most he'll be able to do is like 10 miles an hour. You know, again, I'm getting it as geared low as possible so it's not burning the clutch out. So that way I can set the throttle to where it won't go that fast. I'm still keeping the 212 on there. I was going to get like a 79cc, but I was like, I could just nerf the power on the 212 And that way, as he gets older, all I gotta do is remove some of them things. He'll have more power, and then whenever he's ready, we can start adjusting them wheels up a little higher. And that way, he can get used to the balance, of it. And then after that, shit, we'll lose the wheels altogether. And also, that's a great idea because I'm actually going to probably put the same thing on that 250 I got out there. So, for those of you that don't know, I have a GZ 250 Suzuki, and my wife is wanting to ride motorcycles, so I'm gonna put her on that. And that actually wouldn't be a bad idea to do the training wheels on that. Get her to where she's like shifting, because that's the thing she's got to get past is the shifting. It makes her nervous. So the second I put those wheels on there, she won't have to worry about toppling over or nothing. She can just get the shifting down pat, and then we'll work it up as she get more used to the bike. She'll be able to lose those in no time. Because she's been wanting to ride with me for a long time. She's rode with me. It's just she wants to ride her own. She just gotta get past that anxiety of falling over and shifting. She'll ride a mini bike. Anything that's automatic type transmission, she'll ride the shit out of it. Like the falling over part's not really a problem. It's just a bigger bike. It makes her nervous. So the world is opening up. Soon it'll be take the keys to the truck. I had a Yamaha 4-wheeler. I miss riding. Yeah, dude. Oh yeah, dude. Oh, Yamaha 4-wheeler. I had I had mostly Hondas, but I did have one Big Bear. I won't say it was a 400, but I've mostly had Hondas. I remember the newest one I had was like a Honda Rancher, and it was like a 10 model or an '08 model, something like that. It was a good 4-wheeler. Then it started overheating. I finally fixed that issue. I think it was just a sticking thermostat, but after I fixed that, it was a pretty good 4-wheeler. It had the button shift and the manual shift, so you could do either or, which I like that. Hell, I got one of those down there in the shop right now. Rebuilt the motor on, just waiting for him to come get it. But yeah. What's up, said Armor? That's like a buddy of mine. He has a what was that? A Timberwolf 250 or 200? 200 or 250? I can't remember. It's been a long time ago. I did a whole top end on it. Well, minus the jug, okay. But I honed the jug out. I got the oversized piston. I mic'd everything up, and put it all back together. And he still rides that thing around today. But when it come in, anytime you would run it, like anytime it was running, it surprisingly started up. I mean, I'm talking the second you hit the button, it was running. So I mean, compression was great somehow. To be pouring that, the oil rings were bad. That's what it was. Great, excellent compression. Burnt oil, man. I'm telling you, it was so much blue exhaust smoke coming out. As it pulled into the shop. But yeah, I took right there in the frame of the 4-wheeler, rebuilt that. His son still rides it to this day. Let's see. Well, there's that, but that's not quite bulletproof. So I don't know. Let's see. Let's find something else. Create an image of. What do you want to see an image created of? That's dirt bikes and ATVs, nothing better than hitting the trails. That's right. But if you ever want to feel like a kid again, Sherry Ann, get a mini bike. You'll do some of the dumbest shit on a mini bike. The two I do recommend. Now I've had several like Coleman mini bikes growing up. The straight frame on the back and then the front suspension type. And I even got one that's like all solid. The old school type. They suck. They hold a special place in my heart, yes, but they suck at the same time because the older you get, the more suckier it gets. As a kid, they're great anyhow, but the whole doodlebug type, But the older you get, they suck. But let's see. Hold on. Now that we're talking about mini bikes, a Mad Max mini bike. Do your thing, AI. But yeah. So I have a Trailmaster Hurricane 200X that it's front and rear suspension. Now the rear suspension is stiff as a log, so I am gonna end up putting a softer rear suspension on it, but It's actually a nice mini bike, and I was gonna get the Coleman from Tractor Supply that has front and rear suspension, because that's actually a hell of a deal. You can't beat that. And whenever Black Friday rolls around, which it already has, but I couldn't beat the price, but I just can't run out and throw $800 on a mini bike. But they had it down to like $800, I want to say. Yeah, or yeah, $800. And mind you, that is a front and rear suspension, beefy as all get out frame. That frame is thick as hell. Uh, that's a twin. It's like a Honda Monkey, but with a twin cylinder. That would be awesome. Anyhow, but so it has a front and rear suspension. That suspension is actually softer than the Trailmaster, but it has a torque converter, an LED light. It has all that for $800. You really can't beat that. You can't even build it for that, you know. So I mean, when Black Friday rolls around, that's probably the best time to get it. Now I'm not sure if that price is still holding. We could find out though. Uh, this one. Give me one second. Let's see. What is it? The Coleman MB 200? Yeah, but it's like something else. 200 something. Anyway. And it's actually kind of hard to find for whatever reason. You had to go straight to Tractor Supply to find it. Yeah, this one right here. Hey, $800. They still got the deal going. So this is it. Oh, I just lost my chat. There we go. All right, it's back. But anyhow, this is it. Oh, here, let me drag y'all over. So that one right there, they still got the $800 deal going on. So that's not bad. Let's see. Open it on up so y'all can see it like really close. That's not a bad deal. It's got front and rear disc brakes. It's got front and rear suspension. I know you don't see it in this picture, but if I go down here, see the other side? Or here. Well, there you go. There's the front disc brake. Anyhow, she's got a torque converter right here. There's a torque converter under there, not a jack shaft with the chain and all that. But you can't really beat that. LED light, and look at how thick this frame is. That is a very thick frame. If you see it in person, it's actually quite nice. But yeah, this is a beautiful bike. It actually, surprisingly, the tires suck on these. Unfortunately, they do. So they don't get shit for traction. If you turn too sharp in a yard, it's like driving like on street slicks. It's you're gonna fall over, especially if there's dew on the ground. But that's just a remedy that you could toss an aftermarket tire on there that'll bite. Now the 200 was the Hurricane uh, Trailmaster. Uh, Hurricane 200X right there. Go Power Sports is where I got mine. Now, when I got mine, they dropped down to 1,000 at the time, and at the time, the what do you call it? They were doing some type of sale, but at the time, the Coleman was still $1,000. I was about to go get the Coleman, and when this dropped down, because it's supposed to be the Gucci of the Gucci, so I said, well, it's the same price. I'm gonna do this instead. I got this color right here. But anyhow, let me pull this up to where y'all can see it. Actually, hold up. I gotta see it. What the? Uh-oh. I hear a little man. Their thing is broke. Come here, son. I'm right here. I'm right here. Come here. He cries when he first gets up. But this right here actually has some really good tires on it. Let me actually see if it'll... No. But you can kind of see the tread on them. It's got that, it's got some aftermarket tires. One second, let me deal with him. Come here. It's okay. It's okay. Oh, did you sleep hard? Oh, did you sleep hard? Oh. That I took a nap and I was sleeping hard. Oh. Oh. Anyhow. But yeah, this is actually a pretty awesome bike. Now, right here, if you look right here in the neck of it, mine has a little plate right here. They did have a problem out of this. They still use the old picture, but right here they would break, and they found out, hey, that's a weakness, so they ended up welding the plate right here now, so it don't do that no more. But other than that, though, it's a solid bike. What I like about this bike, though, that I think the Coleman don't do this, but this one does. So this engine plate right here unbolts. There's two bolts that hold all this right here in. So you can slide one bolt out here, one bolt out here. Of course, obviously unhook your throttle cable and your electric, just unplug that. Once you get all that undone, and of course your chain over here, you can take an unbolt here and here. That whole plate comes out. You can swap your motor over on a bench. Bolt the other one up or get it like ready to tighten down so you can line things up perfectly. Anyhow, because that's like huge. Because so on the torque converter, the rear part of the torque converter, the rear pulley on it is actually mounted to the frame itself. So you only get the actual torque converter head off. But yeah, it's so easy to swap a motor in this thing. That's exactly what I did. Like a piece of equipment driving by. Anyhow, I got a 212 in this thing. That's a Hemi. It's a 212 Predator Hemi. So, and definitely there is a difference in between power between the Hemi and the non-Hemi version. There actually is a huge difference because I actually had on my MB 200 that I got, or the Axis 200. I had a regular style, the 10 stamped head. I had that on the Axis, and when I just swapping now, they were both bone stock. I put the Hemi on there, huge difference. I want to say that Hemi's pushing at least 7.5 horsepower. It's like a whole horsepower more than the other one, and horsepower don't sound like much, but I felt it was like in the seat feel different horsepower, so different torque. I guess if that makes sense, because really it's torque that wins races. But yeah, but this is definitely a good buy right here. They got a good deal on this, and you cannot build this right here any cheaper than what you can get when it's on sale. The only thing that's shit on them is the tires, and that's it. The motor, I always change the motors out. Again, I always go to like a Hemi version of the 212. That's just my preference. But people have made these motors pretty reliable. I mean, they're all cloned anyways, so there's that. But anyhow, we'll get back to this, which means I gotta go back over here and straighten that up. There we go. Now, that's actually pretty cool looking. Now I gotta really readjust this so that we can kind of get the best of both worlds, watch it be created and then see the full picture. It looks like kind of like a Honda Monkey, but with, I don't know, just sometimes they mix bikes up, but with a twin cylinder, it almost looks like a like a 250 Honda off of the Rebel 250s. Almost what that resembles, if it's not that. Let's see that. There we go. Home, create an image of. What are we creating an image of now? Hmm. Oh man! Oh, I doubt they're gonna do it though. Please let them not copyright this. Like, well, maybe copyright, it'll say, well, I can't create the image because it's copyright, but we're going to see if we can work our way around that. We learned a few tricks along the way. What was it? War of the Worlds? For the world's tripods, let's see. Uh, hmm. Invading, right? I mean, that's kind of what they were doing anyways, but yeah. It's gonna do it. It's gonna do it. I'm shocked. Sometimes, not okay, it can be teasing us too. Sometimes it'll start and then it'll stop and say, no, actually, I can't make that. Like, it'll be halfway through an image and say that. Is that right, little man? It's doing it. Dude, that's actually like a really cool cover photo of some sort. Oh, heck. Here we go. I'm super shocked. Wow. That's really cool. Almost there. It's almost done. See it in full screen. Alrighty. Look at that. That is so cool. Isn't it now, Paddy Wagon? So this AI images, we love doing this. We'll ask chat, whatever, to like, hey, what do you want to see AI make a picture of? And we figured out some tricks to get around the whole copyright issue, but some things it just will not do. It won't even elaborate on it. And if it does do it, it's like not what we asked for. Like certain characters and whatnot, it'll change them completely. So, like Jeepers Creepers looks nothing like Jeepers Creepers. So, because it's a copyright thing, I guess. But yeah, dude, this is cool. It's like a background cool. Let's see. We'll save that, but we're going to add to it. Okay, so let's do while having a tea party. Oops. Oh man, let's see what it comes up with on this one. Brewing chaos with a touch of elegance. See where this goes. Okay. The Google AI one is a hell of a lot faster than this one. But that's not downside to this one. It takes a minute to load, but sometimes it just throws out some masterpieces. Oh my god, they're actually drinking tea. Huh. It made them kind of humanoid in a way, right? Am I seeing that right? Would you like a cup of tea? Oh my god. Look at this. They actually got little hands. They gave them little hands. Look at that. Damn. Look, they came in peace after all. don't believe what they show in them propaganda movies. They weren't destroying and vaporizing people. They were just here to have a tea party. That is definitely a thing. What can we add to that? Let's see. Hmm. See where we go with this. The tripods are going to be wearing it. All right. They're going to be having a tea party while wearing post-apocalyptic leather. See how this turns out. Ooh, it's taking a minute on this one. Which means it must be a masterpiece. Here we go. They're going to be dressed like T-800s. We did a bunch of stuff with the T-800 and what was it? T-800 and lizards. Lizards, lizards, lizards. Oh, hey. Look, it gave him like a humanoid appearance. So they went from being tripods to kind of humanoid, and it's almost freakier, is it not? Like the tripods are scary, but can you imagine this shit coming at you? Ooh. Okay, we're almost done. Look at there. They hold the pistol. I wish they did like a zoom feature so we kind of like really zoom up on it. Fortunately, there's nothing we can do to that. It just pops up the text. Like if I got it off of here, I could zoom into it, but at least on here I can't do it. But yeah, check that out. Oh, would you look at that? That's actually cool. I'm saving that one too. Okay, let's start fresh. I think we played that one, although we could play it. Let's see. Create an image of. Ghost Rider. It's probably fixing to like actually do a ghost as a rider. Ghost Rider. Put a mini bike instead. Send it. Sorry, I can create an image of the Ghost Rider. He's a Marvel-owned character. Of course you cannot because you are weak. Okay, so let me do some fudging around. Let's go back home. Create an image of. Paste of a Ghost Rider. I'm not saying that Ghost Rider. See, one letter is all the difference in it. Doing it and not doing it. Summoning a fiery mini bike rider. Oh, it's looking pretty cool. They'll say I won't. They won't create it because he's a Marvel owned character, and then turn around one letter is all I had to change, and then create it. How about you just create it to begin with and just go away with that whole copyright? It's not like you're actually making them. You know, it's not like they produced the image. You produced the image. How can that be copyright if you produced it? Anyhow, look at that. Now that's a Honda Monkey. I like whenever they do mini bike, they don't do like the classic mini bike style. They do the Honda Monkey style. A monkey riding a Honda Monkey. Yes, that's the next one. That's the next one. Create an image of a riding a monkey. Really got some cheeky monkey fun. Here we go. Now I could do like a realistic 4K, so it'll actually look like a real monkey. So we might modify this depending on how it comes out. Okay, so it's doing realistic in this case. Super realistic. The crazy part is they actually could, if they you could train them to do it, they probably really could fit it. Because they started they started documenting how they're all trying to walk upright now. So I mean, I bet if you was to like take a chimp and train them on a motorcycle, I bet it's very possible. Like, hey man, you know how you're super aggressive as an animal? Here's your cure. Let's ride a motorcycle. Most docile chimpanzee ever. Either that or the most badass and terrifying and ruthless. I mean, it could be either or. Like, calm them down, riding a bike. What happened to your foot? Where'd your foot go, my guy? Oh, yeah. It's like bad photoshopping away. At least I got the fingers around the bars. That's pretty cool. I'll save it. Hmm. What would it look like with a whale riding a motorcycle? Create an image of a whale. See how this looks. If it does it in the ocean, we'll say on land. See how that turns out. So the next thing I'm gonna ask it is to do a hyper realistic 4K. We'll see what we come up with on that one. Okay, right. So all right. How's that working? All right. So I don't know. I kind of want to save that one. Yeah. Okay. Now we're gonna. Comes up with. Still on the animated side of things, I want to say. I think it's cool he's got hands. Oh, it's almost 7 o'clock. I gotta get dinner started. Yep. Well, time flies when you're having fun. We'll wait for this to finish. This is gonna be the last one, though. Oh, like it matters. Ain't nobody watching, anyways. So, from that to that. It's still animated like, but it's a little bit more real. The bike's for sure real, but well, still a little off. Interesting. Poor bike. Okay. Well, and by the way, this image here was AI as well. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and end it. It was a super short live, but anyhow, bad. I don't know why it does that. It's so weird. And